Namaste. Subha Sandhya. So, first and foremost, distinguished members of the head table, the Sri Lankan Tourism Ambassador for India, Pakistan, Bangladesh and Maldives, Mrs. Sanat Jayasuriya, Mr. Tisum Jayasuriya, and especially I'm honestly impressed by the work put in by Sri Nirvan Mushin for a wonderful job done, and thank you for that. You say thank you is Dhanyavad. Dhanyavad. Yes, Dhanyavad. So, I was just wondering when I was seeing all this, Subha Sandhya is what is in Sinhala, we say Subha Sandhya. That's the same way we say good evening. And Dhanyavad is like, in Sinhalese, it's more prosperity. That's like a thank you. So I think we go back so much in history, and it's unbelievable. And I'm just wondering, why didn't Gujarat find Sri Lanka? I said today, we are here just to talk about it, and Mr. Nirvan Mushin got it right. And he got the first chance of promoting exclusive Sri Lanka. And me, myself, Sanat, and our team decided we will come to the place which are most traveled in India is Gujarat, but Sri Lanka is not there. So we realized there's a huge gap that we needed to fill. And this is our first trip after assuming office, and that was to Gujarat. So I think it should be very good and it should be a blessing. There is a very famous proverb in Gujarati. It's never too late to start doing the right thing. It always says it's never too late to start doing the right thing. Look at Sri Lanka. I honestly had tears in my eyes to see my country being so beautiful. I always keep saying, Sri Lankans sit on a treasure and we are still begging. Something had gone wrong in Sri Lanka. But what has gone right with Sri Lanka is the people. They're very resilient. We have gone through the past 3 months, many issues that a country couldn't have faced. But we faced it. There were struggles yesterday when we were in the airport in Mumbai. There was a big report going on our ex-president and where he is traveling and Sri Lanka is. That's not Sri Lanka. We've moved past it. We have a stable government. We have fuel. We have food. So sometimes, I'm sorry to say, media sensationalize lots of things. So Mr. Mushin was there in Sri Lanka. He came over to my house to invite also. We didn't have problems. Even when we were having problems, we were smiling. That's Sri Lankans. So I need to say, there's another proverb in your Gujaratis saying, choose time over money. And I believe it's the right thing to do as well for my life. We all have a certain period of life to live. How we live life is through travel. You go see certain things. You establish a connection between the two countries. What I realize is Sri Lanka has something to offer to everyone. Gujarati is a dry state. We are not dry. Sri Lanka is very wet. And we have a very good structure of bars where entertainment is concerned. We have the beaches. People think Sri Lanka is only about beaches, but Sri Lanka is about history. 2,500 years we go back. And we have a lot of history with India to share. Our linguistic, as well as the cultures, we go a long, long way. When I was walking in, when I saw the dancers, I was wondering whether they came from Sri Lanka. The dresses of the kids were quite similar to Sri Lankan. So we go a long way, and there's so much of connections that we can establish with the Sri Lankan and Indian culture. We call ourselves the pearl of the Indian Ocean. Then we should be the most valued is to be India, to value us. If we are the pearl, India is right above us looking at us. So India will protect us, and India and Sri Lanka should always work together and build together. I have to thank the government at my outset, for the Indian government, for the support they have always given us at time of need. And we've always turned to our big brother, like Sanat said. And thank you, India. Thank you for Gujarat and everybody who has helped Sri Lanka in the time of need. Now it's getting back to normal. The beaches are nice, the restaurants are open, and there's so much activity, there's so much of adventure in Sri Lanka. Lonely Planet in 2018 voted in Sri Lanka as the best country to travel. #1 country was on Lonely Planet was Sri Lanka. However, we had a very bad, tough time from 2019. We had the Easter Sunday attack. That was the start of our crash. Then we went into the COVID, and when all of that stopped, and the first 3 months of this year was really booming, we had a political issue. And now we have overcome it. I was an opposition MP. I had my challenges. But I took a decision that I wanted to support my country, not by being in the opposition. I came into a joint government to pick this country up again, because it's not about my position, it's about my country in the end. And I want to see my country and my people smile and live their happy life, because we are islanders. We have the beach around, we are happy-go-lucky kind of people in Sri Lanka. We're always smiling, we're always partying. We find a reason to party. And cricket is our biggest happiness for Sri Lankans. So no better person than Sanat to be the ambassador for India also, because he had the connection with the Indians. He's not only good in the field, he's good outside the field also. He can dance. He might dance today. So who knows? He had few competitions that when he was playing for the IPL, I saw him dancing very well with all the Indian actresses. I'm sure he can do something here. So Sanat has been a great ambassador for Sri Lanka over the years. This is a voluntary job Sanat is doing, and he is not being paid. He has taken it over by himself. This is Sri Lanka when we go into troubled times. We leave aside our affiliations, we leave aside our differences, we come together. So that's why I'm saying I have confidence that Sri Lanka is going to stand strong. And India will love to see Sri Lanka standing strong and being that country that your holiday, your next destination is going to be. I want all of you to help us at this moment. I can say I'm still young because I'm 42. In Sri Lanka, 42 is quite young to be a cabinet minister also. I probably think India, it's like a miracle. However, so we are looking at the new culture, new set of things in life. And we want to see Sri Lanka positioning ourselves into one of the best destinations that the world can offer. But we are offering Sri Lanka first to India. And right now, and over the years, it has been UK and India competing with each other for the first #1 spot. But I want to see, first let India see us, and then let the other world see us. So we decided Gujarat was very important for us, purely on that reason. We have so much of religion that bonds us together. The Ramayana trail, the statue that you saw on this giant screen, that's in Nallur Kovil. It's a huge Kovil. It's so worshipped by so many people around the world, and there's a Ramayana trail going up to Kataragama. You'll be mesmerized. And we are now speaking to a few ashrams as well, to have pilgrimages and have their ashrams built in Sri Lanka for yoga and meditation as well. Sri Lanka is a different country. The weather is amazing. The food is good. You find enough and more vegetarian food. I tried Gujarati food today. Similarly, Sri Lankan vegetarian food you will love to enjoy, because it's a different kind of a taste and an art of cooking there. I don't want to make too long a speech. I just want to say Sri Lanka is a small miracle. Sri Lanka is just unbelievably, I would say, that has everything for everyone in one country, where within 2 hours by road, not by air, you get from the coldest place to a hottest place. That doesn't happen everywhere in the world. So Nuwara is cold. You come down to Mahiyangane, which is about 2 to 3 hours, it's damn hot. So you can't get that in anywhere. And then in about 2 hours, you can go to the beaches. You can either go to the Sigiriya mountains. There's so much more, and I think you will enjoy. And the entire other ones, the adventure, the hiking. We have a thing called a Pico Trail, which is for 22 days right on the mountains. As you know, we have lots of tea estates. Sri Lanka is very popular for their tea. And there's a trail that goes for 22 days around all these mountains. So it's a beautiful culture and a lot to offer. And just like Tisum said, there's so much on the mice market, so much on promotions. I'm just going to leave you with one thought. Just come visit Sri Lanka, just once. You will leave a piece of you behind that you'll come back again to pick. That's my only vision for Sri Lanka. So please do come. And I want to end once again. I never expected this from Mr. Munshi, right? Nirvana Munshi. Not Nirvana, sorry. So I was very impressed. He was so passionate. What drove me here was when I saw him in my office. Then when he came home, I saw the passion, how much he loves Sri Lanka. I went to his office today. I saw his son's passion. He has done his own video in Sri Lanka. That just blew me. And I thought to myself, this is a man, a true son of Sri Lanka itself. So I was so happy. And I'm ever grateful to him for doing what he is doing. So let's enjoy the night. I know it's dry, but I'm sure there's some Fanta and Coke there. So I'm sure we are okay with it. We'll just try to be, we are not. But the Sri Lankans are used to being there. But I'm going to be good. This is my detox tour, so it's going to be good. So Jai Hind, Gujarat, Jai Hind, India, Jai Hind, Sri Lanka. Thank you.